Hello, my art-loving friends. Well, now that World Watercolor Month is over and we're halfway through August, a little bit more than halfway, I have some things to catch up on. So, Paul Rubens contacted me about trying out their sister company's acrylic markers probably back in May, and we're finally getting to play with them today. So let's give them a try along with another product that I've been holding on to for a little while. Should be a good combination. Here they are a little bit closer. They come in this nice plastic case that snaps here, here, and here, and you can hang them from there if you want, although I think you should probably store these on their side. But then they open like that, which is great. You don't need anything else. Oh, that's awesome. There's even enough room up here to get your finger in there to pull them out. So these are double-sided. They have different colors on each tip, and it is a brush nib on each end. That's kind of great. Here's a little closer view of that nib. Very interesting. And the other product that I want to try with these are these Viviva coloring books. These have been sent to me for quite a while, and I almost tried them with the Ohuhu alcohol markers. In fact, we may even do that later in this video, who knows? Because I'm curious if the paper in this coloring book will react as nicely as the paper in the sketchbook that I used in the last video. So definitely check that out. So we have a floral coloring book and a cityscapes one. So they're both really interesting. I think we'll maybe use the floral one. I don't know. I'll go through them both and we'll pick an awesome scene to play with these markers with. So I actually wondered if maybe you guys wanted to see some of the pictures that are in these little coloring books that Viviva offers. They're very cute. One thing I wish they would do though is tell us who the artist is for each page. Is it the same artist? Is it a bunch of different artists? You know what? I'm gonna go look on their website here in just a second and find out. See if there's any more information over there. If not, I can email my contact over at Viviva and maybe he will know. All right, so that is the floral book. Let's look at the cityscapes book. That's neat. Another hot air balloon picture. I think we'll skip that one. We just did one, but that's pretty. Ooh, that one has definitely caught my attention. We may be doing that one. Wow, some of these can be super intricate. Some are more open, so you get to choose. This would be good for little gel pens, or skinny fine liners, because look at all the tiny little spaces. Ooh, same with that one. Yikes. That's really pretty. That one's a little more open, which is great. Ooh, that would be fun to do with watercolor. This paper is premium ivory paper, 120 pound, 240 GSM. And it doesn't say what it is other than premium ivory paper. Very pretty scenes in here. I like this a lot. Some of the more intricate ones I might do more of a loose style, maybe with some watercolors, because I don't know if I am into super intricate paintings, but this one would be fun. This would be a good one for these markers too. There's a couple of good options in here. Here I thought I would work out of the floral book, but I think I'm kind of liking this one too. All right, those are all the designs in the Cityscapes book. So if you do a Google Translate on the barrel of the markers, the back of them says that it is used for graffiti, hand account, greeting card. The materials you can use it are on drawing paper, canvas, ceramics, glass, wood, cloth, etc. The product features strong coverage, bright colors, they are light resistant and not easy to fade. The age is 6 years to 14 years old. That's funny. I'm a little older than 14, but I still very much enjoy these. And it says, please put the cap on when not in use. And when I do a Google Translate of the part of the marker barrel that has the color number on it, I get really funny things. I always get something that says winning the lottery. So I guess we've won the lottery if we have these markers. And then I get weird animal names like chicken and elephant. And then the part that is in English that you can see on the barrel that says acrylic marker translates to acrylic marker. So I don't know if all their color names are referencing animals or what, but the one that says chicken is the blue marker, and the one that translated to elephant is like the phthalo green kind of marker. So beats me. The number on the barrel of the marker is the same on every single marker, so I believe that is the set number. And then you have individual numbers on the marker caps. Each side is different, obviously, because they're different colors, and those probably relate to the color numbers. And you would you definitely need to do a swatch and put the numbers on your swatch chart, because they do not match the barrel at all. Like that brown, the one that I used very first that I showed you in real time without being sped up, the marker shows like a really light brown, kind of a tan color, and you can see that it went onto the paper as that kind of bright yellow orange color. So definitely swatch these, or just have the paper off to the side like you see on the far right of the video screen there, where I'm testing the color before I use it. Just one or the other, a swatch sheet or a test sheet, you're gonna need that. But I mean, the marker color cap thing at least gets you kind of sort of close for most of the colors. Okay, we are just under halfway. I thought it would be a good time to check out the back side of the paper and see what we can see, and I see nothing. Absolutely nothing's wrong with it. It's not even warped or anything. Okay, maybe it's curled up on the edges a little bit from the use, but I imagine once this gets shut, that will go away. All right, let's keep coloring. This was really fun because I got to start in with new colors, blue colors, and there are a lot of blues in this set, which makes it really fun. Plus there are turquoise colors, like 3 or 4 different varieties of turquoise. I didn't use them all in what I am considering the water. I figured this is a lake in the background right here, and then the part that I make water later that you'll see near the front, that's a river or a creek. So yeah, I got to use that, and you can see that the tip of this marker can get in tiny little areas. I don't know how long that will last. I'll talk about a bit of the fraying of the marker a little bit later in the video. It's not terrible, but it's a thing. It exists, so I will show that to you. But for now, when the marker is fresh like this, you can definitely get around and into very small spaces. I wouldn't want to do those super intricate coloring books, but this one is working out just fine. These remind me exactly of the Artex acrylic markers that I have played with in the past. So because of that, I will link that video up in the iCard in the corner and in the description box below. And then I pulled them out to use them again about 6 months later, I believe, and a lot of them had dried out. So because these feel exactly the same, I would caution you that if you buy these, you want to use them up quickly. You don't want to get them to have them to store on your shelf, to pull out anytime you want in years to come. That's not what these are going to be about. These are going to be, I'm going to buy these, I'm going to play with them and play with them and play with them and use them until they're dry, and then either replace them or move on to another product, because I don't think they're going to last if they are like the Artex acrylic markers. Now, I don't want you to shy away from them because these are so fun. You just need to use them when you get them. Use them up, okay? Use your art supplies. It's not hard. Just use them. Have fun. I'm loving this. I wish I had more time right now, because I would color every single coloring page in this book that has big enough open spots to do it, and I would just not stop until my markers ran out. However, unfortunately, I don't have that kind of time. But that's what I would do, because these are very enjoyable, just like the Artex markers were enjoyable. Now, I did try to move these with water after they had dried for an entire day, and they would not move with water at all. So in that sense, they are permanent acrylic, just like they are claiming to be. However, when you put them down on the paper at first, if you immediately apply water, it will pull some of the color off into a very light version of the marker. And I think this moves with water a little bit less than the Artex version. So there is that. They're not quite as gouache-like as the Artex version. They are a little bit more acrylic-like. However, they still have that soft, buttery creaminess, beautifulness that you just love and enjoy when you use them, like the Artex. So there you have it. I do like the fact that since I know these are limited use markers because of their makeup and the limited amount of ink that's probably in their barrel. I haven't put that to the test yet. I would like to, and I'll talk more about that later. But because of that, I really like the fact that you only have 24 markers, but you get 48 colors. It doesn't take up so much space. It's super handy. Imagine if you're traveling with these, how ideal that would be. So I'm a fan. These are the absolute perfect acrylic markers to take on a trip with you. Well, this concludes our trial of these interesting acrylic markers. I think this turned out really, really lovely. What I wish I could do is just keep coloring away in these coloring books, these two coloring books, and see how long they last. The markers, that is, not the coloring books, obviously, because I am curious, since they share the barrel, two colors in here, that means there's not much ink, right? So I am very curious to see how long they'll last. The color I probably use the most of is this light blue, and I did want to show you the tip of that. You can see how that tip is slightly bent and a tiny bit frayed, which is making it a little bit more difficult to get into tiny areas, but it's not too bad yet. I think that it probably wouldn't fray all the way out and make it unusable before you ran out of ink, so it's probably not an issue, but it does fray, so thought you might want to know that. And then let me grab a color maybe that I won't use a lot of, which I have no idea what color that's going to be, and make a mess of myself. I wanted to pull the nib out and see. So I don't know if that's actually, I don't think that's double-sided. I don't think you could stick that back in. It's bigger. And use this other side? No. So obviously it's just one-sided as far as that goes. But they were really, really fun, obviously. So I would say a good combination would be to get a coloring book like this and get these. They're in such a great case. And either that is like the only thing you bring with you on a trip and you just use them up until they're gone, or it's a gift you give someone as a combo because they're meant to be used, well, I mean, these weren't designed to be used together, but they could be used together like this in a combo gift. I think that would be really fun. Now, obviously, there's a lot of designs in this particular coloring book that would be a little too intricate for some of the tips that we have here. Like, it wouldn't be able to go into some of these things. So I would say about a third of the pictures in this book would be usable for this coloring book. And let's see. Most of the ones in the floral coloring book look like they would work just fine. So if you're thinking about a combo gift, this floral coloring book from Viviva might be a good choice. Paper holds up beautifully, no bleed through at all. It's barely warped up at the corners, and like I said, that'll probably flatten out completely when I shut the coloring book. So I will link these below if you want to give them a try. I wouldn't count on them being long lasting. So like I said, for a trip, they'll be perfect. Or to have in your house when you have grandkids or fun artistic family members coming over that just like to play with stuff, this would be a great choice. So you get 24 markers, but it's 48 colors, and I didn't have any trouble finding the color I needed. Granted, I didn't try skin tone or anything like that. I guess we could do that real quick. Yeah, we could get different skin tones between light flesh and darker flesh. That would work just fine with these. So I think this is a fun choice. It's a great case. It comes in super enjoyable, not having to shake them to use them. They aren't 100% opaque like most Poscas are, but they are pretty darn good. Opaque enough that you can go over areas like this water and it shows up just fine. All right, if you have any other questions about these that I have missed, let me know in the comments below. I will put all the links below as well. The Viviva coloring books, you can get 10% off, and they're on sale right now. They are a little hard to find on their website. So click the link down below if you want to just go directly to these two coloring books. And the links to the markers will also be down below. And if there are any discount codes, I will put that in the description box for these. So I do recommend them. I had fun. Not a Posca replacement, but an extremely fun, almost opaque marker that, like I said, you're going to have fun with. All right, that concludes this review of Paul Rubens' sister company's acrylic markers, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now. Oh. Lucy, Lou. Hi, baby. Hi, how are you? Cute puppy.